Dracula, yeah, it's very difficult ballet because it's history, some magic, and I try to watch some video, movie, and read some books. I like the whole castle scene. This like Dracula's castles.
It's a really beautiful role because it's very mature. He's very in love, and the hard part was that in my image, being a Dracula might be a bit grotesque, a creature, a monster, but that was not the whole part. There had to be some humanity in it, some emotions, a lot of emotions.
In this Dracula, I'm playing Mina. I've watched a few times of this movie that he's also referred to. And also, it gives me a lot of ideas to create my role. As a viewer, my favorite part is like vampires or castle or some other scene I really like. But I found this role really difficult to portray. The relationship with young Dracula and Jonathan, and you really have to be clear what you want to say. So I was kind of struggling, but so I get the idea from the movie a lot.
Mina, she's fiancée of Jonathan, and this is the same woman, Princess Elisabetta, and she is wife of Dracula. For me, it's a so special moment, magic moment, when I first time meet Dracula. Yeah, it's so pleasure to dance this performance, so emotional, so beautiful story.
I mean, it's nice as a Russi to playing this role because first actress, she's very charming and lovely girl. It's normal lovely girl. And then the second act, she turned to a vampire. So it's nice to show to audience that this contrast, the character. So that's I'm most enjoying. Also, because first act and quite classic steps, very ballet coordination stuff. Also, that's why it's technically hard. And in the second act, when I became vampire, also the steps become more neoclassic. So also it's difficult to think about body-wise.
In Dracula, I played the role of Lucy, and it's a very interesting role. It's quite challenging acting-wise, I must say, because in the beginning she's just a girl, a rich girl. She's used to having a lot of attention by different men, and she's just very happy, very genuine. But then she gets bitten by Dracula, so then she becomes a vampire. And so it's very interesting to play because you can really show the contrast between just a young, nice girl, between just a person, let's say, and this creature and the vampires, where you can really get to express yourself as a monster. You can really push yourself to the limit, both body-wise, movement-wise, and also face-wise, like interpreting. In the ballet, there are especially two moments that are quite thrilling to me. The first one is when I'm laying down in bed and then I start to become possessed. And this is the first moment where you really see the transformation from this young, innocent girl to a creature, a monster.
I play the role of Jonathan, and so it's been quite a challenging role for me. It's like my first big role with the company, and it's very heavy with the acting in particular. And so, yeah, the most challenging thing has really been able to portray the different feelings and like the different situations, because there's a lot of very dramatic situations that he gets put in over the ballet. And I really like in the first act when I go to the castle and I meet Dracula for the first time, we have a sort of duet together and it's very high tension.
I'm very lucky that I got to learn 3 different roles in this ballet. and each of them are completely different and very demanding, so I think that was quite a challenge for me. Tonight I'm dancing the role of Renfield, who is the patient in a psychiatric hospital, and I think this role was the most interesting for me. The preparation was very intense for me. I was trying to watch real patients in psychiatric hospitals to study their behaviors, because I was thinking to bring the real emotions, but not only emotions. I was studying the bodies of people who have obsessions about something. This role of Renfield, I think, is one of the most challenging technically, also because he has. If I think about the male roles in this ballet, the Renfield has the most of turns and jumps which are off balance. It's not very easy. So to keep this character, to keep the tics or like all these special things that he has during dancing it's very special, and for me it's really touching. He's quite emotional.
When I got to know that we are going to have this premiere, I've read the book, watched the movie, some TV series, even Hotel Transylvania. But in the end, all this process that we have in the studio, this is the most important for me, because it's always different. The story in ballet and everything that it's adaptation, it's always different than the original, a bit at least. So also the emotions and everything that guides is a bit different. It's very personal. When Mina in our production, when she drinks the blood for the first time, and then I have a duet with her, and it was so different when I saw blood on her face. So it gave me so much of new feelings for this pas that in the end, actually, I really like it. This dialogue that we have at this point.
I'll be performing as an old Dracula first, and then as a young Dracula as well. It's been actually a really nice ride to go through this adventurous path, because I like to. It's really nice to be in both of the roles, so that you kind of can challenge yourself. As the old Dracula, I see him more as a cruel person. I like this, as an old Dracula, I really enjoy this castle scene, when you can see the old Dracula is like lying on the floor and like is kind of like waking up, so he does these movements and it kind of looks like he's been sleeping for so long and he's kind of like awakening after like a long time. So I like this kind of movements. It's like stretching everything out and it's like really with a lot of resistance. And as a young Dracula, I think this last part that he does with Mina, it's really touching for me. Also because it kind of clears out all the doubts in the ballet, like because Dracula was in love with Elisabetta, which it's really similar. The features are really similar to Mina's. So, and then in this part, like he's explaining her that like she actually looks like Elisabetta, which was his lover back in time. So I just like this moment because it kind of like summers up this whole love story that they had.